Oh my god, hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to our Spring 2026 Broadway vlog. We are here in New York. This is part 2. If you haven't yet seen part 1, then you've already missed like 4 days of theatre going, 7 shows, Broadway, off-Broadway, a little bit of regional with myself, MickeyJoTheatre.
And me, Aeron James.
We are currently beginning a 2-show Tuesday, of all things. Wild, unexpected, unusual. Sometimes shows will do like one-off irregular performances. Last night we were at a Monday night of Beaches. That's not going to be consistent throughout their show schedule, but most shows, fun fact, do like at least one Monday in previews. I think it's loosely like this is just the soundtrack of New York. King of the Hill. It's either that or Alicia Keys, actually, and usually more so Alicia Keys. You don't hear an awful lot of Frank. Or the Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Anyway, ooh, squill. Where was I? Monday night shows. Yeah. It's like a thing they do in previews so that the industry can come, because everyone else, that's their night off. Except for like shows like Six and The Great Gatsby that do Monday nights, so that I guess
people can add them into their schedule.
Yeah, it makes sense for at least a few shows to do a Monday night, because tourists who are here maybe want to see a show every day, like we do. So they need a Monday night show. Anyway, Tuesdays, Mexodus does matinee performances, 3 p.m. matinees. It's only a 90-minute show, but it is hugely acclaimed. Our friends love it. We know nothing about it.
No, I'm really excited.
I think it's like live loop pedaling.
Yeah.
But that's basically all I know. It's like a 2-person cast. It's just been nominated for a bunch of Outer Critics Circle Awards. Those got announced today, the nominations. The Drama League got announced.
You got nominated with those as well?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yes.
The talk of the town, it being the second half of April, is awards and the Tonys.
Noms will come out like the 28th or later in this trip.
My goodness, it is all happening.
And Tonys after we get back.
Yes. But as we see more and more, we are slowly piecing together our opinions and predictions for the 2026 Tony Awards, as well as all of these other awards that are happening around the same time. 'Tis the season. It's a nice day. So once you get to walk in a little bit, it doesn't feel too cold.
Yeah.
But it's certainly nice blue skies and sunny today. We are not going to walk all the way downtown to the Darrell Roth Theatre, because that would be quite a way to go. But we're going to walk through the park and drink our Dunkin'. Aeron James has his usual, which is don't tell me. Maple, no, not maple. No maple. I always put maple in it. Why am I putting maple in it? Butter pecan latte.
Yep.
Large.
Yep.
Is that another Frank Sinatra carriage or the same one?
It might have been the same one.
Unclear. No horses today.
No.
Large butter pecan latte, the size of his face. And I have a mostly finished glamberry.
What's glamberry?
Dunkin' Zero Energy. I mean, the colour's quite glam. It matches my hat, sort of. But it was... I've been drinking one that's mango and peach. This one was blackberry and peach. There's also a blackberry and mango. Maybe I'll try that next. But it's been a busy few days. I'm still a little sleepy, so caffeine before a show, not a bad thing. This is one of my favourite views as you head down the west side of the park, getting towards the bottom, and you start to see the concrete jungle, which dreams may or may not be made of, beginning to loom through the trees. And it's the contrast between that I find so fascinating and so striking. It's Carnegie Hall, everybody. Now, we've never been here, and we've walked past it many times, but there's always been an exterior covering while they've been, I guess, refurbishing it. But this is our first glimpse at the real walls of Carnegie Hall. How cool is that? As they say, you get to Carnegie Hall by practicing. Turns out, you just head south from the park on 7th. It was winter in New York as the snow began to fall. The smell of sweat and anger in the air. When a young man stepped inside just to warm himself. Was inside what? Inside what? I'm coming. Union Square is like a park.
Yeah.
What building was that? He stepped inside to warm himself. I never thought about that. Anyway, we're here at Union Square. That was the night that Goldman spoke at Union Square. This is Union Square. Lee Strasberg Way. Interesting. This is the exterior of the Darrell Roth Theatre. We came here to see, well, I saw Titanic once here. Aeron saw it twice. You can get in round the corner over there, I think. But this is Mexodus, New York Times critics pick. There you go, written and performed by these two here, Nigel D. Robertson and Brian Quijada. And we have full-size door artwork there. You could pose in front of that X betwixt the doors, should you choose to. Look at that. Here in this, I don't know if this is still a bank building, or was a historic bank building.
Yeah, it's a historic bank building.
Maybe this is where younger brother stepped inside. I have such questions. Anyway, Union Square. The cast of Ragtime, including Shana Taub and Ben Levi Ross, who play the characters who sing that particular song, Younger Brother and Emma Goldman, recently did an impromptu surprise pop-up performance at the Union Square subway station.
This was for Union Square Savings Bank.
Oh, here we go. We have information. But yeah, and Kate, who is meeting us shortly, who is also seeing Mexodus today, was there to see it and document it. Sadly, I was not. Why do good things happen to people who aren't me? Anyway, history of the building that is now in part a theatre, the Darrell Roth Theatre. Kate made me jump. I was taking a photo of Aeron there, and then I turned, and Kate was just like, "Whoa." Anyway, we're gonna go see Mexodus. Not a Mexodus. What's the opposite of Exodus? Going into something. We're going to Mentrance. No. Mentor? No. That just sounds like when men make an entrance.
Mexodenta?
Okay, no one can say we didn't try. This here on 15th Street is the slightly unassuming entrance, but you'll notice it on the doors, which are also decked out with Mexodus posters here. That's how you get into the Darrell Roth. The restrooms, merchandise booth and bar for Mexodus can be found down here on the lower level. One of the previous off-Broadway runs this had was at the Minette Lane Theatre in conjunction with Audible. It may in fact now just be called the Audible Theatre, but see if you can scan that QR code to listen on loop. When shows play at that theatre, they usually get recorded in their entirety with Audible, which is a great way of preserving theatre. Got a cute little step and repeat photo op down here, got some boards for the show, got a whole lot of merchandise here as well, with some fun specific items. You can see the prices of everything. We've got magnets, we've got mugs, we've got enamel pins and guitar picks. That's a guitar pick set for $15, how fun is that? We've got baseball caps, we've got tote bags, we've got sweatshirts, and we've got t-shirts there for fans of Mexodus. They do also have show-themed cups and some featured cocktails here. You can get a frozen mango nada, which is mango slush and chamoy hot sauce. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You can get ranch water with tequila lime and topo chico, and a michelada, which is a lager of sorts. I mean, certainly very unique drinks choices here for Mexodus. Back up here on the box office level, we also have the company, understudies and stage management for Mexodus here, and pointing to you where you can get the frozen mangonada. That makes it look real good and kind of fluorescent. And here we are. Aeron James, is this the same space in a different configuration?
Yeah.
I fully cannot wrap my head around where anything used to be, but I guess when you've got like movable seating blocks like this, it can be whatever you need it to be, and you kind of like rope off different sections. This is not as deep in terms of seating, but it's much wider. I think we're turned around to the side, maybe, versus how it was for Titanic, but that is the very large playing space here. What's fascinating in New York is you get these off-Broadway spaces, but the stages are still real big. Like, this is a bigger stage than a lot of West End theatres, actually. Anyway, buckling in now for 90 minutes of Mexodus. It was the Workman's Hall. The Workman's Hall had not a seat to spare. Sorry, I've not been thinking about this the entire 90 minutes of Mexodus, I promise you. It was because we once again were crossing back to Union Square and I was thinking about the song again, and then we started singing it from the beginning. We were like, the Workman's Hall. It was there in the lyric the entire time. Should we now figure out which of these buildings was the Workman's Hall? This is the kind of theatre tourism history that we like to do.
Emma Goldman speaks to a crowd and oh, is it that? There's
kind of the memory when you get
What am I looking at here?
the workman's hall.
Okay.
She's technically outside in a car, but
Or
there's
that
a
building
workman's
there.
hall. It looks like that.
It does now look like a bougie cafe, which she'd hate, actually. She'd be devastated. But she would have loved Mexodus. Emma Goldman, R.I.P., you would have loved Mexodus. And I loved Mexodus. Did you enjoy
that was
Mexodus,
so
Aeron
good.
James? It was
So
great. It's very, like... I mean, it's familiar of so many things, but it has its own entirely unique and purposeful identity. The musicianship is off the scale. It's just dynamic. The performers are fantastic. The storytelling is moving and timely, and they do my favourite thing, which is to remind you how timely it is and make an explicit point about what it is that they want to say with this piece and what they want the audience to leave with. This is not a time in the world for taking chances on that kind of a message. You've got to make sure that we have all understood.
What do you say to taking chances?
Speaking of the Daryl Roth, haunted by the ghost of the very much alive Celine Dion.
Also, it's quite cool to see how many people had gone because you'd mentioned you were going to
People said to me, like, I'm here on your recommendation. I was like, I haven't seen it yet, so I hope it's good, but I'm here on Kate's recommendation and Ben's and other people's. So that's the beauty of word of mouth. Speaking of which, I'm not going to spoil it, lovely moment on that subject towards the end of the show. Loop pedaling, million microphones on stage, really cool just artistry, and one of those things that makes you think like, theatre, live theatre,
Yeah.
so cool. Anyway, we're going to figure out now where we get food. Kate's heading down to the Lucille Lortel for the opening night performance of Kenrex?
No. It's some gala.
It's just an
Opening,
evening.
I think, is next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a night at
Just a
Kenrex.
night.
And we are seeing a post-opening performance of Proof on Broadway at the booth. Proof at the booth. You know who won't be there? The Obamas, because they saw it already. Unless they go back.
Maybe they really loved it.
Maybe they're there every single night. And Schubert Alley will be closed for the foreseeable. Thank goodness Sunset Boulevard isn't still running. Can you imagine? So we're going to find somewhere. Look, that McDonald's says Union Square in neon. Maybe that's where Goldman spoke. Who knows? Made it to the Grey Dog, where we are sat by a fence. Is this part of the aesthetic? Are we the dogs? Are we in a yard? These are like license plates. Oh, it's from Hawaii, the Aloha state. Well, that's fun. The second we ordered and our menus disappeared, I was like, I was going to film something. What was it? It was the menu. I'll try and remember as much of it as I can for you. There's bar snacks. There's burgers. Oh my gosh, Kate has one. Well, that's better, because I was already struggling. We joked that this is one of the first days we won't be eating Mexican food, despite having just seen Mexodus. But there is, if you wish to do this combination of things, a Mexican bowl. There you go. Actually, a Mexodus Kenrex 2-show day that Kate is literally doing today, that kind of slams.
It's very well themed.
Yeah.
Very similar storytelling structure.
Plus, like, how many shows have an X in the title? That's crazy.
Also true.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're drinking iced teas and Arnold Palmers like the cool kids that we are. These are the beverages you got here too. $9 bar bites. I'd forgotten it was $9, but is that today? Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, good for us. Got the same thing I got last time, which is the sticky nugs. Aaron's got some. These are all bar snacks. So these are all $9 at happy hour. Sticky nugs, fried Brussels sprouts.
Which is kind of like the seaweed taste.
That is a choice, I will say. But you're a pro Brussels sprout person, I am not. Yeah. This entire place was influenced to us by our friend Haley, who brought us here last time. And Haley got the cheese curds, and I was like, I don't know what those are. And I tried them, and they were amazing. So that's exciting. Kate got what I was gonna order, but then didn't, which is not a bar snack. That's a full-ass bowl. It's mac and cheese with panko crumbs. It looks good. I'm about to dive into the very healthy, hearty, vegetable-laden sticky nugs and fried cheese curds. I have zero regrets about this situation. We're going down to West 4th Street. You can take the A in the Heights. That is actually what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to take the ACE up to 42nd and walk our way to the Booth Theatre. We're going to the Booth to see Proof. We're very excited. I will not be showing you the merch until intermission, and then it comes with a spoiler warning, because someone emailed me and said, I know you love to look at the merch, don't look at it until intermission because there's a spoiler, which I guess there was discussion when Oedipus was at Studio 54 whether or not everyone already knew the premise of Oedipus, but I guess that merch, like, it's not unheard of that merch would allude to kind of playfully something about it, and I recognise a lot of people already know Proof. We just don't know Proof. I know mathematical proofs, which I think this partly is in reference to. Had a lovely dinner at, again I wanted to say bird, Grey Dog. We found out it's called that because it was started by two brothers with two dogs. One of them a black Labrador and one of them like a white Labrador. Yeah. And when you mix that, you get a grey dog. Isn't that nice? And we made strange choices even going there, to be honest, because Kate is really nearby to their show, Kenrex, which starts a full hour after ours, which is far away.
Yeah.
But we're going to resolve that now on the ACE. We're heading uptown, which is that way, off into the distance. And you know what? Credit to the New York subway system. We left that West Village restaurant down below West 4th Street 15 minutes ago. Now we're up here on 44th. Haven't really walked all of 44th yet. We were there last night seeing Beaches, a new musical, which I am incapable of pronouncing correctly, it seems. But over here we have Titanic, which we'll be seeing a little later on this trip, at the St. James, where we have seen many a show. Across the street we've got Cats the Jellicle Ball. That one's coming up for us a little later as well. We've got the Schubert Currently Dark, of course, Becky Shaw at the Hayes. We are heading towards Schubert Alley, which is the walkway between the Schubert and Booth theatres, because the Booth is where we are heading to go and see Proof at the Booth. Proof at the Booth. Jekyll and Hyde, pursue the truth. We're going past the people who are going into Cats the Jellicle Ball, and obviously we're not going to see it every night of our trip, but I am jealous that we have not yet seen it on Broadway, and objectively, this is the most fun audience, I think, in town. We are in line. Worth reminding you, if you see a line in proximity to your theatre on 44th or 45th, check that line, because there are, 5 theatres on this street, 4 on the street, 1 down, plenty of lines, and on this side of the street alone, we got 3 different theatres. 4 different theatres. We got the Jacobs and the Golden past the Schoenfeld and the Booth. So yeah, got to make sure you're in the right line so you don't waste your time queuing. But none of these lines take that long once they open the house, which is good. You can see the post there for Proof, star-studded cast, and the very Broadway light bulbs up above as we head back in to the Booth Theatre, where previously we've seen John Proctor as the villain, Kimberly Akimbo, the roommate. Now we're once again back here for a play, and it is Proof. And in very little time at all, we are in our seats, which we found via the help of the ushers here. We are at H1 and 3. Now is a good time to tell you, if you don't know, the seating numerically on Broadway for most Broadway theatres is such that it sounds like you won't be sat together, but you will, don't worry. Odd numbers on one side, evens on the other, triple-digit numbers in the middle. So we are 1 and 3, which is the first and second seats on the aisle on the left-hand side here at the Booth, where you can see the stage here for proof. Got a little bit of a backyard going on here. We got our playbills also from the helpful front of house team, and per suggestion, we will wait to check out the merchandise until intermission. It's now the intermission. We're in the queue for the bar. In mathematical terms, we are approximately halfway through the play. That's how that works. I will show you the mathematically inspired drink specials when we get to them, but I enjoy them. In addition to anything else, I like the little D equals drink specials. Someone had fun putting this together. The Prime Punch, rum, grenadine, orange juice, or triple sec. The Collins denominator, gin, lemon sour, and club soda. Or I, which is impossible number, grenadine, orange juice, and club soda. I love that I is the mocktail. That's very fun. I'll let you decide if the prices make as much sense. That's not for me to weigh in on. Mine is simply to drink the thing. Now, merchandise you can buy downstairs, but there is a display here. I think there's another one at the back of the orchestra as well. Let me show you some of the things we have here. That is a magnet there. These are lapel pins, but you will have to choose, unless you want to spend $20 and get both of them. You can get the IO pin or the Don Cheadle pin. These are the socks that I have just purchased for myself. As a former mathematician and a maths teacher for several years, I felt like I had to. This is actually, if I all the way love this play by the end, I might buy this because this is super cute. In fact, maybe I just need to buy this anyway because of the collision of maths and theatre. Beanie here that says proof on it. There is a proof t-shirt over here which is grey with the title as well as some scrawled equations going on there. And if you don't want to know the potentially spoiler-inclusive merch item, skip ahead now. But it's this baseball cap here. And the line appears at the end of the first act. I would argue it's only really a spoiler in context, and it's not going to affect anything, especially if you don't know that it's a spoiler beforehand, but like you only find out the context moments before. This is the souvenir cup that it comes in. Not one of the more vibrant designs, but fun nonetheless as a little souvenir. You get to keep these. It's baked into the price of the drinks, which goes some of the way towards explaining why they are the price that they are. Not all the way, but some of the way. Another Broadway pro tip: if you're getting a cocktail like this, swirl it. Otherwise, you drink it in the order that they poured it in. Make sure you've got the lid on first. These are lessons I have learned from my experiences over the years. Act 2 momentarily, Act 2 momentarily. But this is good.
Lovely.
She's yummy. It's like, it's not coconut, but it's like...
It's just like, it's like tropical punch.
Yeah, it's like proximally smooth. If that makes sense at all. Give me some more. I want some more. Also, I bought the $70 sweater. I have no regrets. We just got out of proof and my brain is tired from talking to people on the carpet yesterday and having to think quickly, because I just had a whole conversation with Aeron where I was like, what an Act 2 play Doubt is? And he was like, what? And I meant proof, because we just saw proof.
I was like, you were so confident. I was like, is this like, is it linked to doubt? I was like, I have further questions.
It's a one-word title, and they're both nouns. Anyway, it's the opposite actually. Proof and doubt are in fact basically antonyms.
It was when you started singing Doubt Comes In from Katie's
I was doing a bit, and he was like,
oh no.
what do you mean?
I was like, oh no, he thinks it was doubt.
So embarrassed. Someone just stopped me outside the theatre to say how perceptive I was and how they'd learned things from me, and then I called the play down. They say the word proof so many times in that play. It's about it's a double meaning title. It's about multiple kinds of proof. There's not doubt. Doubt is a component, because who needs proof without doubt? What a two-show day that would be.
We learned. Who needs proof about that?
Perfect two-show day, doubt and proof. Anyway, we're going to get on the subway just there. Can confirm proof is an Act 2 play. I was going to say was this. If you were inferring from me being like, I'll buy the sweater if I all the way love it, I wasn't all the way sold by the intermission. You've got to give it Act 2.
Yeah.
You've got to give it Act 2. It all comes together.
Yeah.
That's where the proof really is. Don't doubt me. Oh, I hate myself. We're going downtown now. The reasons for which will become apparent.
Yeah.
So we told you earlier, Kate was seeing Kenrex, and I thought it was opening night. It's not opening night, that's next week. But they are doing a gala at a party this evening, to which we have been invited.
Yes.
Very
It's a special
exciting.
influencer event.
Yeah, we were invited to the show and I was like, you don't need to, I can come and celebrate the show without seeing it again. Not that I don't want to, but because we know it.
Yeah.
So get the people in who need to see it for the first time so they get excited. We can just come and be excited.
Yeah.
Because we have more stuff we need to see, like proof/doubt, as it shall henceforth be known. Although we're not going into the party yet because we weren't at the show that it's about. I'll start an hour earlier and we are super early. But that's fine. From the people that are often late for things, it is refreshing.
I want to add...
You don't want to co-sign this.
I am very rarely late.
Okay, wow. Throw me right under the bus.
Well, I am with a fashionista.
Oh, I see how it is.
I am with somebody that takes a little while to get ready.
I thought we were going to be in on that together. I was ready before you were today.
Yeah, I don't know how. In all honesty, I don't understand how, but I think it was because I was ready to go earlier.
Wow.
And then I just was like, oh, now I'm questioning it. But also, you forgot events that were happening today. Which
Yeah, I
delayed
fully
you
didn't
so
know this
much
Kenrex
longer.
party was happening until I mean, I knew, but I'd forgotten it was today
So that's how
until
it
we were
was
already
happening.
out. So I'm not necessarily wearing, I probably wouldn't have put on jeans and
Jeans
these
are fitting
shoes.
For the show.
There, it doesn't not fit
Do
the
we need to
vibe.
cross the road because it's been on cross
We
road
do,
here?
yes. We were early and our friends are in the show and it hasn't ended yet, so we're like, we'll go and meet them at the theatre. And we've walked the wrong way on my instructions. Ooh, Kenrex. Multiple times, like 3 times, because I can never find the Lucille Hotel. In the daylight, I can't find the Lucille Hotel. And this is what happens when you get reliant on a grid system and then the grid system ends because you've come downtown. I'm not good at downtown. I've spent so much time in Midtown Manhattan. I'm just not, we're not good at downtown. We don't understand downtown. Someone explain downtown to me.
Downtown's just like London. When you know it, you know it.
But I just find I don't know. There's just something unsettling about downtown.
It's just, I think it is just that. Like in London, we're so confident, but loads of people really struggle because there's no rules.
It's not even the geography, just the energy scares me. We're here at Amity Hall.
Okay, hello everyone.
The Kenrex party. Woo!
I'm not Jack or John. My name is Ed, and I am the director and co-writer of Kenrex. Thank you for welcoming us to America and to our run at the Lortel. We are absolutely thrilled to be here and to be sharing the show with everyone after so much time of working on this show. I'm not going to talk very much because we've got some music for you this evening. Kenrex is ostensibly a one-man show, but as we all know, a one-man show takes a village, and this show has come together with the most amazing village, and there is a very key part of that village, and that is the music at the heart of this show, which has been written by the extraordinarily talented, hiding behind me, John Patrick Elliott.
Fall across that golden state line. As you follow me on the skyline, how do you hear me when I say I will meet you on that the judgment day. Dancing wild for the judgment day.
Aeron is promoting the show, and I wish I had some way to promote the off-Broadway hit production Kenrex. I just wish I could. I wish I could help to publicize that somehow. But yeah, had a great time. Saw so many of our friends. I love these events because it's a great way of allowing us to catch up with so many of our friends at the same time. So thank you to theatre events for providing our social life. We are now heading back uptown. That way. Is that uptown? Is that west? What is this? I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Oh my god, hey! Good morning. Welcome to another installment of Mickey Joe Goes Running around Central Park. Only trying to do like a 5k this morning because I want to get back to try and do some filming, some editing, something before our 2-show Wednesday today. First show's at 2 p.m. But before that, running around the park. And I hit every red light on the way here, which is not ideal. But I will say, this weather, overcast and like maybe gonna rain, obviously not ideal for walking around the park, but for running, it's kind of perfect. Oh, why did I start talking to you uphill? Look at this! Look how cool this is! It's the best. It is just the best. And I'm currently listening to Oliver and Company. Why should I worry? Which began with the line, 1 minute I'm in Central Park, which I am. Isn't that fun? Hour or two later, and we are chilling in a Lenwich with Kay, finding out which Andrew Lloyd Webber albums we are based on our star signs. And only Aeron had good answers. I've got a chicken Caesar wrap, which I need to start eating. Look at this. This is huge. That's my hand for scale. Look how densely packed this is. We're heading down into Midtown to go see some theatre. Kate is seeing, and you'll never guess, The Lost Boys. I think these are... Kate, are these the Lost Boys tickets you initially had?
Yeah.
Prior to the 7 additional trips? Yeah. So Kate is seeing Lost Boys as if for the first time. If you ignore the previous 7 these last 3 weeks. And we are seeing one of my most anticipated shows of the trip. Rocky Horror is happening, people. Rocky Horror is happening. When I packed, didn't know when we would see Rocky Horror. And so I packed some slightly more adventurous outfit elements and accessories that I am not wearing. Read, I've not put on a harness today to go to a midweek matinee. It didn't feel like the vibe, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not against wearing a harness to a theatre. I've done it before. I shall do it again. But to a Wednesday matinee, even a Saturday matinee, I could rock with that. But a midweek matinee, this is the sexiest we're getting at Rocky Horror. Anyway, jumping on the subway now, as you can see, to get us there in no time at all. Poster for Rocky Horror, which we're going to see. And just like that, we are in Midtown. We are walking up to Studio 54, yes, the Studio 54, once an iconic nightclub, now a Broadway theatre, operated by the Roundabout Theatre Company and currently home to the Rocky Horror Show, which has had some of the buzziest previews this Broadway season, and is opening tomorrow? I think it's opening tomorrow. We're seeing the final press previews of most of these Broadway shows we're seeing, which is very cool. It means by the time we see it, it is frozen, it is eligible for reviews, although I am not quite finding enough time in my schedule to sit down and talk about them yet. Don't worry, I'm gonna stagger release between now and the Tonys. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this one, the first couple reviews have started to emerge. But it's gonna be a little drip feed of Broadway between now and then. We're walking up to 54th Street, where you will find Studio 54, which is always very helpful, especially on your early trips. I would love it if every theatre had numbers in its name to let you know where it is. We're going to start calling it Majestic 44, etc. I think that's cool. You can see a billboard in sort of acid yellow on the back of the theatre. The entrance is round this way, just past the theatre that I affectionately refer to as the Colbert. Yes, I know it's pronounced Colbert, and yes, I know it was the Ed Sullivan. All of this is known to me. We are purposefully approaching from this side because the queue for Studio 54 usually stretches down onto Broadway. I think this is, I can't tell if this is the queue or if this is the queue for, no, this is not the queue, this is for Colbert. So it's been worse before, which is good. We need to pick up our tickets as well. I want to check out some merch, but we have an intermission, so we can delay some of those tasks. Not the picking up tickets one, that explicitly needs to happen before the show. And not that much later, we begin to approach the entrance just past the doors for 54 below, and the staircase that will lead you down to that iconic cabaret spot. We have the Broadway house that I affectionately like to call 54 above, and I cannot tell you how much I love the red light bulbs. It is so cool, it perfectly conveys this energy. It even works with the scaffolding, actually. Just a little bit grungy, a little bit edgy, here on the streets of Manhattan. We have made it inside my favourite entrance in all of Broadway, newly bright green and dark. And to misquote Katie Tunstall, suddenly I can't see. I have normal glasses with me. Do not worry. But I wanted to show you this. We've got some decoration going on here. Don't get hot and flustered. As well as a helpful staff member, thank you sir, with some instructions here, dear Earthlings. Essentially what this is telling you, in slightly ambiguous terms, is not to do the call-outs. Listen closely, keep control. It's live theatre, not a movie. So it's not a very obvious sign, were it not for the attention-grabbing skeleton, I suppose. The next room is red. The front of house team are also dressed in that same uniform that the first skeleton had on. The next skeleton, controversially, is nude. You can see some of the merch on offer here. We've got a Denton Athletics t-shirt, which is a fun little, if you know, you know. We've got a tote bag that says, The Rocky Horror Show, and on the other side, I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. We've got a Don't Dream It, Be It sweatshirt. We've got a little tumbler there, and a little academic beaker. We've got socks that I think have the time warp instructions. Jump to the left, step to the right, etc. We've got some other apparel. We've got window cards. We've got, as you would expect, magnets and pins, etc. here at the Rocky Horror Show. There are bars at the orchestra, at the back of the orchestra, as well as up here on the mezzanine level. We have some specialty cocktails, of course. There's a time warp, which is tequila, watermelon agave, chili pepper and lime, the touch of me, which is vodka, raspberry, pineapple, yuzu, the shiver with antisir, which is bourbon, passion fruit, hazelnut, black sugar and lime, the rose tint my world, which has Lillet rosé and drin. Maybe we'll get that in intermission, and the virgin, of course, which is the mocktail. All of them served in a souvenir cup, which you can glimpse just behind the bar there. And this, now we're in our seats, is the auditorium. All this green lighting, all of these additions to what is already one of my favourite auditoria on Broadway. This historic space for so many reasons. Look at the little creature with the red lights. There's plenty that you could study here. These sort of mannequin statuettes, all the green, all the tubes, the light bulbs here. It is such a vibe. We have found our seats in row J, 119 and 20, which is technically behind the overhang, but it's high enough that it's not a problem if anyone was curious. Legroom is great, the view is great, the rake is good. We have these playbills here. The only problem is I am still wearing sunglasses, so I'm going to take those off. Aeron James is criticising me. It's about the aesthetic. Do I not look cool?
No, you look stupid because you can't see and everybody knows you can't see.
Okay, wow. We are in the intermission. Aeron James is doing the patented Broadway cocktail swirl.
Yeah, it was, all I could taste was soda. I was like, wait a sec.
That was my first experience too. It's not a particularly strong flavour profile, I will say. Oh no.
It's sour.
Is there a delay?
It's not sweet.
Oh, that is sour. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I mean, it's very Rocky Horror. It's not simple and sweet.
Oh. It's not bad, it's just sharp.
I did also get a double at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. exploring more of the details around the theatre, get here early and spend the time exploring, because so many fun little things that they've added. You might notice some of the seats are wrapped in like a tinfoil kind of a situation to give the look of metallic seating. We got some of these mannequins hanging around. There's some fun, sneaky little details just placed around as well. As the intermission continues, we've headed down to the front of the stage. It reminds me of Moulin Rouge in the way that that theatre was really just decked out in theme of the production. You can see extending all the way up into the mezzanine here. We have details, we have disco balls, we have this amazing green lighting, and it's very fun. Heading back out this striking entranceway here with the final message to audience members: don't dream it, be it. Don't dream it. You get the idea. Just out of Rocky Horror, and in many ways that was a bucket list experience for me, because I've seen the show many times, but it's always been that UK tour production, either in London or elsewhere in the UK, and I've always wanted to see just an other production of Rocky Horror, preferably one that was different and was new and was edgy, it was queer and was punk, and that was many, if not all, of those things. I love that it didn't feel like it was taking itself super seriously in terms of like artistry and status. I thought it was a great production, brilliantly well cast, but it felt authentically queer, which I think is really important for the show. It felt rough around the edges, but it felt fun and vibrant and sort of acidic in all the right ways. The big thing is its relationship to the audience, because I guess from what we can tell and from what happened at first preview and from what is now being said, the pre-show announcement, that sign with the skeleton, and then what they announced before the show kind of implies don't do the callbacks, but they never state it. And they hold up a sign that says don't be an asshole. So it's like, use your judgment. And I love you, New York. To an audience of New Yorkers, the Broadway show, hundreds if not thousands of people, to say use your judgment. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To say use your judgment to everyone in the room, you're not going to get the same response. And so a couple people were doing the responses, but there were also parts of the show where it really felt like they were waiting for them, especially Rachel Dratch as the narrator / criminologist. Those extended speeches almost need it. And I've spoken to Richard O'Brien about this and how he feels about the show, and it's more than sort of quiet, polite theatre. He described it as like a communal, almost sort of alternative church-like experience for the queer community. And I don't know, I was saying it's a shame to feel suppressed.
It just didn't feel like that. It felt like when somebody was like responding in a way that it just felt like then they were like being the odd people, and I was like, it shouldn't feel like that.
Because I mean, some people were pushing it a little too far. Because some people
Yeah.
like started doing like saying the lines before they were sung, and I was like, we don't need to do that. And if we're in a song, then I don't do any callbacks. And like, if no one else is doing them around you, maybe don't do 112. Like, I know all of them as well, but I was like, should I help or do I not? I wasn't going to do any because I didn't know they wanted me to. And then you're getting through it, and it's like, oh, thank you. People are friendly. I love people in New York will yell at you on the street, will not stop, but we'll keep going. More often than not, if someone stops to talk to us, they're a tourist here from elsewhere, they're also on a trip, they want to talk about what they're seeing, and we love to do that. Please stop us and say hello. But I can tell a New Yorker, because you will say, Mickey Joe, love your work, and just keep moving. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy that the UK tour production that's been going for decades feels way more sanitized on the stage, but people jump up and do the time warp instinctively without being told to. People hold lights in the sky for Frankenstein Place.
When they do the end as well, like everybody's singing along, and it feels like this communal church singing for the last song.
Yeah, a great point. So, yeah, it was that part of it was a little interesting, and this is going to run longer than it's been extended. I hope it has an ongoing life. I hope, like O'Mary, they have fun replacement casting, and that Rachel Dratch track, they could have loads of different fun people come in.
Rachel's always fun too.
And I hope that during that time, it can maybe evolve and they can figure out actually what works without it being disruptive, because apparently at first preview it was too much and people weren't expecting it, and people thought like, that's the thing you do at the movie, not at the show. And actually, if you look at the script, the show kind of expects it and almost needs it.
Like famously, like from Richard, in the UK productions that all happen from a road onwards, it happened with the show first. Yeah, it's right there. If anything, it makes more sense in the show than the movie, because the movie doesn't have gaps for it. Yeah.
Anyway, those are our thoughts. Thrilled to have seen it. And now I'm going to do a slight costume change and put on a button-up cardigan, so I will be perfectly attired for just in time, because this is not quite the vibe. But with slight modifications, it will be. We've just popped into the new One Schubert Alley location here by the Winter Garden Theatre. We've got a little display of lots of Hadestown merch, old and new here, including this new corduroy cap. Look at that, that's cute. We've got merch from other ongoing and former Broadway shows. Got a Beetlejuice hoodie here, so worth checking out to see if they have merch from your favourite show. You can get some exclusive items here as well to One Schubert Alley. And yeah, some fun bits and pieces. You can get apparel, you can get pins, you can get hats, you can get plush, you can get magnets. I am a sucker for new Hadestown merch. They always do such cool things, and We're Gonna Sing It Again is a lovely little message on the front of the hat. Someone posted a picture of this on social media the other day and said they only realised after buying it that it was an unfortunate kind of hat to have. And I'm here to tell you that between the corduroy and the slightly darker colour of red, I don't think it reads that way. I will be completely honest. I think you can tell the shade of those hats, TM, and this is not it. But let me know what you think, because I don't want to be interpreted that way. That's the last thing I want from a baseball cap. Also, before I move on completely from the subject of Rocky Horror, it is, as is the UK production, so short. It is such a short show. So if you need something you can get away a little earlier from, it is like actually around 2 hours, or maybe even just under. It's a quick little thing. We have come to Schmackery's, because where else do you go when you have time to kill? And Aeron has begun eating his, is this the Schmaracel?
Schmaracel.
Still got the Schmigadoon on.
This location's doing more of the Schmigadoon ones.
Yeah. How is the Schmaracel?
So good. It tastes a bit like a hobnob.
Show it to the people.
Really effective.
Look at that, look at that. They have some other cookies here as well, including this collab with the Theatre Lovers, aka our friends Will and Rachel. And this looks delicious. And it's also gluten-free. It's very exciting for Aeron right now. They have multiple gluten-free flavours here, rather than just like one at a time. And then the vibe shifts as we head to Lady Blue, which is a cute little bar that does great bar snacks and also happy hour food and beverages. I've got a passion fruit margarita, and we have Kate Ranking, direct from The Lost Boys. We've got some loaded tots going on here with buffalo chicken.
There should be quite a few.
Looking nice and yummy. And we also have Ben Lebowski, heart and soul of theatre TikTok. Yay! And now we are dropping off Ben and Kate at their Broadway show like primary school parents here at the Hames. This used to say American Airlines because the theatre used to be called the American Airlines. I think it's new too. But currently, Noel Coward's Fallen Angels. This was right up there on our if we had one more slot list. But we are looking forward to hearing all about it from Ben and Kate. And now we head up to our own show, which is a little further up Midtown, but an hour later. Thanks to staggered start times, we are at tonight's 8 p.m. show of Just in Time, newly starring Jeremy Jordan. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, yes. It's still there. There you go. Newly starring Jeremy Jordan. We saw the show this time last year, starring Jonathan Groff, with whom it opened as Bobby Darin. And recently they had a 2-week replacement in the form of his former Glee co-star Matthew Morrison. And we were deciding, we had one little window of opportunity as we were arriving to the city. We were like, do we try and see Matthew Morrison or do we wait to see? I was quite happy to go back to the show because it's in and of itself a really lovely show, but I didn't need to see it twice, and so I thought it made more sense to wait and see Jeremy rather than to see Matthew Morrison. I'd like to see Matthew Morrison on stage again, but if I'm going to be telling people about it on the internet, it would already have been over. Tell us where we are, Aeron James.
We are at the Gershwin / Circle of the Square. This is 2 Broadway theatres, but we're going to the underground one.
Yeah, we're about to spend a Wednesday night in the basement of Wicked to go and see what?
Just in Time.
And we are how early?
Early.
We are not, in fact, just in time. We are quite early, although they appear to be going in, which is good. We're not so early.
Well, no, I think they go in early here because they have a foyer. Same with the Gershwin.
That's true.
Because they have tons of lobby, which is not at any other theatre.
Yeah, I haven't really explained that yet on this trip. A lot of Broadway houses won't let people in until 30 minutes before, because for a lot of them, if they're opening the house, that means opening the auditorium. So they have to have done all of their pre-show tech stuff.
And that's why in London, you get let into the theatres really early, an hour early, because they all have foyers and lobbies that aren't in the auditorium.
Yeah, and
so
in case passers-by missed who is currently starring in Just in Time, there he is, Jeremy Jordan. It stands to reason that to get to the basement of Wicked, as they call it in the show, we have to descend down an escalator. This is the foyer of which we spoke. And yes, Aeron is correct, house not yet open. One of the things you can find down here on this lower level is the merchandise booth, and the headline news is that we have some Jeremy Jordan specific merchandise. You can get Jeremy on a magnet, you can get Jeremy on a mug, you can get this cute little rubber ducky in theme with the splish splash of it all, which is also one of the 4-pin set that you can get there, all referencing different Bobby Darin songs. You can also get the Just in Time title treatment pin there as well. You can get those songs also on 4 different glass tumblers there. We have the same design on a tote bag. I assume that's the same tote bag that has Just in Time on the other side. You can get the vinyl over there for $75. You can get some apparel as well. They have new rubber ducky socks, which Aeron just got for me. We have some t-shirts, another Jeremy Jordan specific one there. The Jeremy Jordan and Just in Time window card, new this week. And Splishing and a Splashing up there. You can also get, panning just over here, you can get a fedora as well that says Just in Time and a little bow. Making our way in via the aisle that we were pointed towards by the very helpful front of house staff members to the very blue auditorium with all of this ruched curtain around the outside. Gentle jazz playing as we arrive to the set of Just in Time. And we are here in our seats, taking very blue Playbill photos. Aeron never uses flash, and I do every single time. And he has come around to my way of thinking, presumably because everything is so blue. And a little, not really a spoiler about Just in Time, but the performance actually extends out beyond the sort of main playing space over there, as you will notice when you see other little staging areas throughout the auditorium, one of which is just over there. And so as such, I had been wondering, last time we were sort of back over that way a little bit, but still on the same side, I wondered what it would be like to sit closer to the stage, sort of wider to it here, whether that would feel better, because I feel like everything is still very much within our field of view, and even though we're slightly on an angle, a more extreme angle to the stage, still feels like a pretty great view and great to be a little bit closer to it as well. Do I look blue? I don't look that blue. Look at my... How just in time is this button-up cardigan?
The auditorium really early for us.
This is so early to be in the auditorium for us. Say what you just said.
I sat down and I was like, I now want a tutti frutti.
Which is the name of the mocktail at the bar.
It was nice. I only remembered as soon as I read you said the name, I was like, oh, I remember really liking that.
Some more thoughts on the seating, because obviously some of the most exciting and novel seats in the house are these cabaret tables, which is not what they call them. Lounge seats? They have a name. In any case, you're not allowed to bring refreshments to them, but I think you get served by the staff member who is currently moving between with glassware. Club seats, that was it, yes. But you can't, like, go and get a refreshment from the bar and then take it to I think you have to order a more bespoke way, but possibly you get slightly fancier service for doing that. Clearly it's a great experience. People do it for proximity to the stars as well, and maybe a chance at an interaction, of which there is a little bit in this show. The exciting thing for this audience is that this is only day two of Jeremy Jordan and Carrie St. Louis. Yeah, they both debuted yesterday. There are a couple of other recent cast members who started with Matthew Morrison a couple of weeks ago. Yes, including the Pitts Issa Briones, also of Hadestown. And not to keep talking at you endlessly here in the auditorium of the Circle in the Square, but it is fascinating that this was a show we weren't anticipating much from this time last year, and was truly such a delightful surprise. And it's a good reminder that that can happen sometimes, and we're not always accurate in our expectations. And yeah, it's lovely to be surprised by something, and it's great to see it still here a year later.
We never thought it'd do a cast change.
No, in fact it's had 2 cast changes.
And it will have been rewritten for him, because...
Well, that's another thing as well. That
it's not him playing Joe, it's not him
as Jonathan Groff, as Bobby Darin. Yes. More on that later when we find out what the new introductory spiel is.
So at Just in Time they have 4 different cocktails. They have the Beyond the Sea, the Splish Splash, the Jack the Knife, and the Tutti Frutti, which is the specialty mocktail, which is what we're going to get. The Beyond the Sea has vodka, the Splish Splash has tequila, the Jack the Knife has Jack Daniels, and then the Tutti Frutti is Sprite with fruit punch and berry syrup. And this is a refillable water bottle that you can get with the show. It's quite cute. I think that's new, that wasn't there when we were here before.
How's the Tutti Frutti, Aeron James?
Are you going to get one for yourself?
I was going to share yours. Or apparently I'm not.
And that was for sharing done.
It's very interesting revisiting the show for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, and we're having to be quiet about it because we don't know how many people know in the thingy, so we're trying.
We're bringing our Act 2 knowledge into Act 1.
Yeah, because actually, this is a show I would say revisit, rewatch.
Yeah.
Like the second rewatch actually is so interesting because of the twists.
But also particularly with a different Bobby, because a show, like a vehicle is one thing, but like a show is a great show when it can work with more than one person.
Because I didn't know if they could rewrite it and it would work, and they have.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, oh, this is interesting, because I wondered, like, going to London or anywhere else, I was like, can it become a show that could take different leads? And I'm like, no, it can. It works as a vehicle on its own.
Yeah.
Which would be so interesting to know if the show got licensed. How, like, they'd find ways to work that work. Like, would a very different type of rewrite have to happen?
I'm trying to think of any other example of where that would be a thing.
If this ever toured, I'd be intrigued if that was like the launch of a version that then didn't rely on somebody having.
I don't know. They'd have to really rewrite the opening.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, like with O'Mary, I wonder if they anticipated it having a life beyond Jonathan and the success that it's now finding.
Yeah.
Interesting. headed back into the auditorium, and I'm having a is the dress blue and black or silver and gold moment. Through the camera, it just looks so blue. Through my eyes, it looks kind of purple, and especially around the light fixtures here, I was like, have these always been purple? And I was like, we need neutral, bright light here to figure this out. And so I was like, let's check with a torch. Silver! They've been silver the whole time. I feel lied to. Heading back to our seats, very fun just to walk in and out of this auditorium, stunning as it is. And the whole thing is it's like it's relatively intimate, such that I don't know that you might be better off sitting a little further back, maybe. Our seats have proven pretty great so far. The majority of the action is played up on the stage over there. We can see everything. I do wonder, and I still haven't sat there, but I am just sort of curious about the row 2 in front of us, the very front row of this sort of standard seating, because they seem a little lower down than the people at the tables just in front of them, and that feels like it might be, I don't know, a momentary obstruction. For example, like these people over here, in terms of like the heads this side. I don't know.
Music. What's the sexy music for? You know why? Because, babe, you're gonna take your tie off and I'm gonna auction it to the highest bidder. Alright, now this man's mom's gonna get him some money. But not for him, for a very good cause. I'm gonna start the bidding out at $100. $100. Right here, $200. $200, $200. Oh, over here, do I hear 3? All right, so we got to get to. Oh, no! Not until they give $1,000. Put that back on. So we're here at 800. Unless someone wants us to go up to 1,000, I'd be into that. But we can.
We made it to juniors for a strawberry cheesecake, a Shirley Temple, and friendship. Yay! Ashley was at the opening night performance of Beaches. Yes, indeed.
I was a little mad though because they did not give us a sticker on our playbill.
Oh.
Just a normal, you wouldn't know.
And now last time we were all sat waiting for reviews to drop, I think it might have been Bad Cinderella. That's the last time I remember doing this.
And you know what?
Like it's a presidential election. So. Were we together for Lempicka?
Only the hits for us.
Anyway, that's what we're doing right now in the other juniors, the one that we've never sat down in. And then, what if it was Thursday? Oh my god, hey, everybody. Ooh, new Maybe Happy Ending artwork. Heading down to the Juilliard School, as you do, casually, to meet with a professor who works there, who got in touch with me a few trips ago. I've been trying to schedule this for the longest time, as Billy Joel would say, because we come from the same part of the world, like quite specifically in the UK, which is obviously incredibly novel, being here in New York. So that is the first stop on my day today. I'm quite well rested, but I woke up late-ish this morning. We went to Holdfast, as we do, after juniors. And we were there until like beyond 2 a.m. on a Wednesday. Slightly rogue. For anyone eager for Mickey Jo's weather watch, it's warmer today. It's a nice day today. I have no business wearing as many layers as I am, but this is the proof sweater. It's just oof currently, or pro. In fact, it's deliberately kind of nodding to academic apparel, so I thought it made sense to wear to Juilliard. I'm also overcompensating for the fact that I get nervous entering higher education institutions, in spite of the years I spent working as an educator, because I still have post-university dropout anxiety for the maths degree I never completed. Imagine the life I could be living, everybody, if I had finished that maths degree. So I know Juilliard is a neighbouring building of Lincoln Center, which is here in front of us. I know we are in the neighbourhood. I don't know specifically what building I am looking for. If that's people sunbathing while I'm wearing this many layers, I swear to God. Yeah, see, it is. It is. Look at that. How wrong I have been about today's app. I'm going to warn Aeron before he leaves.
So whilst Mickey is doing all of his events, I've just walked into Central Park, grabbed a Dunkin', and grabbed Tap powder KO again. I got the chicken club powder KO panini and then a traditional powder KO. And then I also have a black and white cookie in my bag from William Greenberg. I'm going to chill here on this rock for a little bit, and then I'm going to walk down towards Macy's. Just need to keep an eye on time, but also I'm having a chill day today. I've hopped into the Disney store and having a look at all the merch. This is all the New York range, so if you ever want some branded New York merch, I really love all this Disney merch. But it's all here. So I didn't buy anything from the Disney store, but what I did buy was my first 4 pins from Broadway Up Close. And it was really cute actually, because we had to have a good conversation, because they recognised me from Mickey's videos. So we were talking about that I was starting to collect, going to start collecting the pins and get my first 4. I gave in and got the Booth, the Jacobs, the Nederlander, and the Ambassador, because the Ambassador was my first theatre, and the other 3 were like 3 of the main theatres that we went to on our first trip, because Jacobs was our first rush line ever, and then Nederlander for Shucked, and the Booth for Kimberly Kimbo. So collection started. Black and white cookie time. Let's go to Macy's. So we made it to Macy's, and I saw the 2 strangers cast outside. I don't know what the event is yet, but it's not happened, but they were filming ahead. Look at this. This is all Lego. I kind of want us to have like a Lego bouquet at home. Does anybody else have one? Does it look good in a house? And look at this. Again, all Lego. Just Lego, Lego, Lego. This is wild. It seems to be called the Macy's Flowers Show, which I do not remember seeing on any of our previous trips. And we've been in this month before. Or maybe we've just never been to Macy's during any of our March trips before. But this is very, well, our April trip, sorry. Oh, look at those birds, they're moving. Oh, this is my favourite, because look, it rotates for flowers. So well done. But this is the outside of Macy's. All these flowers, really telling you it is a Macy's Flower Show. The cast were outside filming when I got here, so I kind of ran inside to have a look around to kill time because the event hadn't started. But then I came outside when the time of the event started because I didn't know whether they'd be inside, and now they're not here. So I'm on the search for the 2 strangers cast, but it was Sam and Christiani that were here. So I will find out what the event is shortly. And we have found them. They're currently doing a sound check right next to the entrance to the Blues and Beyond entrance. I was told, but it seems to be a special performance by two strangers carry a cake across New York as part of the Macy's Flower Shop event. It's a very cute area, and you can basically see them from the whole floor of Macy's.
Please turn your attention to the center of the room for a special performance from Sam Tutty and Christiane Pitts from the new original Broadway musical, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York.
That was the correct building, everybody. That is, in fact, the Juilliard School. And I just enjoyed a wonderful couple of hours meeting a new friend. That was really fascinating. I got to see a little bit of the building, including the drama department and one of the auditoria that they use, where they're currently performing The Frogs, the Aristophanes, not the Stephen Sondheim musical, don't get excited. And yeah, had a lovely lunch. And now I'm here at Lincoln Center for reasons that will become clear. Surprise, I am not seeing Ragtime again, not on a Thursday afternoon, certainly, but I am attending an album signing, so I'm about to get me an album, without which that would be very difficult. And before we get the album signed, the album I am now holding in limited edition Ragtime Red, we are going to have a little, I actually have no idea, a Q&A. It's in conjunction with Sirius XM, which is an American radio station. That's a thing that I know thanks to Broadway musicals. I'm going to sit here and see what happens.
Almost 30 years have gone by or so, and you may feel like you've talked about this enough, but I hear from a lot of people who are discovering Ragtime and discovering it in a new way. So when you think about this novel, the Doctorow novel, and the epic scale of it, the numerous characters, and if you'll share a little bit about the story of you creating just the first few songs via demo. Yes, and how you began to know what to do to capture such an epic story together with Stephen Flaherty.
Ragtime, the novel, is a big fat book, and it is filled with details, filled with characters, just a rich feast, but also a real dilemma as to what to musicalize and what parts of the story and what characters to focus on. And, to this moment, I must say, I miss Terrence McNally very much. He was one of the great librettists as well as playwrights. And we sat down in a room with Terrence after we got the job, and I will just, off Julie's comment, Stephen and I had to audition. We were told that we were in competition with about 6 or 8 other teams. To this moment, I don't know who they were. Stephen swears he knows. I just go la 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 la. I don't want to know. But we had to put in 4 demos in order to win the job. And we wrote the opening number. We were very ambitious. We wrote the whole opening number, a version of it. We just did it. We wrote Till We Reach That Day, which is at the end of Act 1, and we wrote Gliding for Tata. And those 3 songs stayed in the show in one form or another, which is pretty amazing. And the 4th song didn't make it into the show. It was for Evelyn Nesbit. And a plot line that we didn't follow through. But once we got into a room with Terrence McNally, the 3 of us just hammered out who the main characters were. We decided they would be the fictional characters, and then the celebrity characters, the historical figures of the time, would be like satellites rotating around each of those characters. So Houdini is rotating around Tata, and Evelyn Nesbit is rotating around Mother, a new kind of woman.
I remember being 19 listening to this album for the first time, the 98 version, I point to you like exactly where I was. And there weren't many people in the library, but I heard Wheels of a Dream and new music like so many of us had, and that's when I tried to start sounding like Stokes. It didn't always work out too good. But I was like, I didn't know you could have that much command, that much grace and power coming through my ears. And so, yeah, you know, for the next 3 years in the dorms, I was probably pretty annoying. But I mean, stepping into it now, I tell this to Lynn sometimes, we talk about it, because I auditioned for the 2010 version, and I wasn't ready. But I'm ready now because I've worked so hard on my instrument, but I've also just lived so much life. And I think that is the dream that you don't realize at 19, is that life has to happen to you. Where you have to fall down a little bit to know, just like Cole House fell down and had many disappointments, to understand how to embody that. And so I'm grateful that I have lived my dream in a way that life has given me so many amazing experiences, to have 3 children, to have an incredible wife, to lose people, to gain friends, and to try to stand for something. All of those things are a big dream come true. So stepping into Cole House now feels just like, I don't even have words for it, but it just feels such a perfect fit.
Thinking about, what you shared about staying with Ragtime, which of course is going until August 2nd. And, a crazy choice, I'm sure, for you to grapple with. But now that it's all going the way that it has, does it feel divine? Does it feel like some sort of divine wisdom there?
Listen, it was a gift and a curse to have both shows coming in at the same time, because I never want to leave Ragtime, I never did, and I also wanted to continue on with Lost Boys because I had committed to it and been developing it. But we as actors, there's so many times we do readings and readings and readings and we don't see it through to the final phase of it being realized on Broadway, as the case is with Lost Boys, and that's okay, that's part of it. And luckily, the producers and the directors and the teams and the writers on both sides of the show were just nothing but supportive of the fact that there really wasn't a choice to be made. I needed to be there for my kids. And it's ended up really beautifully. And now I get to stay here and see this whole journey through to the end of our run in August and really enjoy my colleagues and our audiences and this music. So, I think it all shakes down as it should.
Starting small is the journey that he takes. It's that ingenuity, it's that hope for a better future that I think is just so deeply ingrained in my ancestors' stories, in the Jewish immigrant story, in immigrant stories for today even, which is something that I'm so struck by playing this character in 2026. Is just how universal this story is and how it speaks to, again, I think we invoke the American dream a lot as a concept when we talk about Ragtime, and it's very true. But it speaks to what anyone coming to this country wants, is something better than what they've had to experience and endure for themselves. One of my favorite lines lyrics in the show is, "I may be just a maker of art, but here you can start with less and make a success." And it's filled with so much hope, and what he doesn't know is that it's actually going to be a lot harder than it seems.
I think about the needs of America, the needs of the people that come and watch it. It's always fulfilled a need, no matter at any point that it's been mounted. And I think even more than a year and a half ago, we experienced the need for joy, for hope, in a way, because we see it so much on our news feeds. We see the desperation, we see the struggle, we see that people are just on their last thread to get by. And what Ragtime gives us, I think, it's a balm of giving us that the hope and the joy, and just seeing the struggle on stage dramatically, I think helps us get through this moment. It's helped me to navigate these moments that we've been witnessing here in America and around the world, and to just say, you know what? We understand the hardship out there, and there is still hope to lean in, and there are still dreams to be dreamt, and there's still incredible life to be celebrated. And that's something that as I go through my Instagram and my TikTok and my newsfeed every too often, I feel so grateful that we're a part of telling this story that shows us and gives us who we are and what we need to get through these moments. I thought maybe we could all be heard together if you're down to play. Are you down to play?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to put this microphone down.
And we're just going to see how this works. Can you say, make them hear you?
Make them hear you.
One more time. Make them hear you. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then my brothers, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you.
And now the radio recording is over. We are queuing up. I say queuing. I have beef with how the Americans do this, but that's just my business. To get our album signed, and I'm zooming in outside because you can maybe just about see, there he is, in the center of the screen, Aeron James, waiting patiently, sat in the sunshine. Look who I found is Aeron James. I can't remember what I last showed you on the vlog, but I got Ragtime vinyl signed. It's not the Statue of Liberty one, it's Ragtime Red. Ooh. Yeah. Do you know the hilarious thing about this? Our vinyl collection is really growing, but we do not have what?
A record player.
Correct. If anyone has recommendations for good aesthetic record players, we are going to go and drop this off somewhere very safe. I wonder if this will fit in carry-on luggage. Because I'm slightly concerned about putting it in a suitcase and it getting broken. But we will figure that out. That's a way in the future plan, because we're not leaving anytime soon, as I just told Shani Taublin, Aarons, and Casey Levy, who I have met before. I have met all of these people before, so it was nice and only slightly unusual to pop up and be like, hello, I am here. But it was also fun.
It was funny that, so our friend Len, who works for Playbill, was working on had been producing the Two Strangers event. So it's funny, when I got to position, I looked up and was just waving to him from a distance whilst he was up on the balcony.
It's nice getting to know people. Like, it is the entertainment industry, but it's also community, and that's something that Broadway does really well. And also, once again, I was thinking about Mexodus and their post-show message about backstage crews. There was a really lovely point of conversation about that. I only showed you like whatever clips end up in this. Way more. Go listen to the full broadcast on Sirius XM Radio. But they were talking about how indispensable all of the backstage team are at Ragtime, because that is a show more epic than most. That fully takes not just a village, but an entire small nation. Made a pit stop, dropped off the precious signed Ragtime vinyl, headed back down towards Midtown. Tonight I am seeing Giant with our friend Ben, and Aeron is seeing a new work in progress show from American Sing Song called Homo erectus.
Yes.
So between us, waiting for people to pass. Giant Homo is the evening. or Giant Ass, American Sing Song.
Ass.
The brilliantly disturbed minds behind Hole, last year's hit Edinburgh Festival Fringe sensation.
Because if you saw that show, it was Ass's Hole.
Yes, yes, yes. Theatre is a beautiful thing. Walking down, this could even be 10th.
We are far across.
The names get different higher. Oh, that's 9th.
Yeah, it was like, this is really far
Well, let's go left a little bit. We don't need to be on 10th. And our pre-show dinner this evening has brought us to the, as it says on the wall, hashtag melt shop here on 50th. Aeron is drinking. Tell us what you're drinking, Aeron James. He didn't hear me.
It's a blue raspberry dirty soda. So it's like blue raspberry like soda, and then like cold foam is the mix.
Is there coffee in that?
No.
Should I try it?
Yeah, cold foam is just like cream.
Okay. I'm a little scared. Ooh. 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 That's wild. I have my usual strawberry guava lemonade. And of course we got food, we got melts, we got tots, we got everything you might need. Dinner done, chicken melt consumed, tots finished. Aeron and I have headed in different directions to go to separate 7 p.m. shows, and I am once again alone. Till now, I always got by. Too much. It's too much. Too much energy for the street. I'm heading to the basement of Rockefeller for the first time this trip to go and get myself a Chip City. If they have Chip City, other places in New York, I don't know about it. That is not known to me, but I know about the one in the basement of Rockefeller. I could also go for an no, I'm specifically craving cookies and cream flavor Chip City cookie. I love a schmackeries, but right now that's what I need. I am a cookie connoisseur of Manhattan, because sometimes it has to be a schmackeries, sometimes it has to be a Chip City, sometimes it wants to be an insomnia cookie, sometimes it's Levain, and it's a different vibe. They all do very different things. It's like apples and oranges, or more realistically it's like cookies and cookies. There's a mime holding something. Welcome to New York. I paused for the mime, and the mime was grateful, but then the mime said thank you, and it kind of ruined the whole thing, if I'm being honest. I got my cookie. I'm heading towards the Music Box Theatre with my cookie, just asking for indigestion, if I'm being honest. I ate most of this walking up the stairs from the basement of Rockefeller. Couldn't even wait to show you. It's too good. And it's a cookies and cream flavoured cookie, which I love. Aeron asked the other day, is that not just a regular cookie? No. It is also not just a cookie flavoured with cream to give you cookies and cream. It is specifically a cookies and cream flavoured cookie. I can't tell you how, I can't tell you why, but I can tell you that much. And just because we're not seeing it on this trip doesn't mean we can't take a glance at the marquee for The Fear of 13 here at the James Earl Jones Theatre. As you'll notice, previously the Court Theatre, new play by Lindsay Ferrantino, starring Adrian Brody and Tessa Thompson, previously seen at the Donmar Warehouse in London. Not seen by me, but seen by people. And that's really all you can ask for. Arguably, I'm making a very strange choice this evening, because I'm not going to see The Fear of 13. I don't plan to see, I won't be seeing The Fear of 13 on this trip, unless something surprising happens. But this very evening, I'm seeing Giant, a play which I have seen before, with almost entirely the same cast, at the Royal Court Theatre, where it premiered. And I think enduringly there is more that attracts me to a return visit to Giant than any visit to The Fear of 13. And what I've heard about it hasn't changed my mind on that front. Let's do a little bit of jaywalking here. The cars are moving at a slow pace, and I have all the power, because if they run me down, that doesn't end well for me, but it also does not end well for them. Speaking of The Fear of 13, a play about jail, which counts among its co-producers, and I quote, criminal justice reform advocate Kim Kardashian. That's what was in the press release. What was I saying before that? Yeah, I know I ought to see all of the new things and not double back on something I've seen already, but that's what I chose to do. And when I curate these schedules for myself, it's not just how do I see the most, how do I see everything I haven't seen before, because that is a losing game. In fact, it is more about like, what do I want to see? If I didn't look up, I don't want the flyer. Don't try and place the flyer into my hand. You can't, short of me, I'm not going to do a clasping motion, so that is also a losing game. What you going to do when you reach my hand with the flyer and I still don't grab it? What then, huh? What then? I swear the city is turning me into a New Yorker. Deep breaths, everybody, deep breaths. In further examples of don't do as I do, I'm walking myself across Times Square at 6:30 p.m, which is really just a hell of a choice, and not one that I would advise.
So I left Mickey, so he's going to see Giant, and I am downtown by Union Square to see the Vineyard Theatre, because we are off to see Homo Erectus, which is by American Sing Song, who did Hole at Fringe, which me and Mickey both loved. And this is taking off a new theatre for me, which means I'm really excited because I love seeing new spaces, and especially ones that stage of really cool new work. And there's Kate.
Hello.
And we made it to the theatre. We literally got front row. This is the floor. This is the stage. This is their programme. As you can see, American Sing Song, Homo Erectus at the Vineyard Theatre. It's very cool. Can't wait. Literally cannot wait. So I've just found the Avenue Q set in here, so I wonder if this is... was Avenue Q here? Have I just been in the theatre home of Avenue Q? But definitely the Scottsboro Boys, because that's here.
I'm waiting for my friend Ben. You've met Ben. You know Ben. It's Broadway Ben. Waiting for him under the Mind Flayer. My mind's getting so flayed right now. Well, here is the Music Box, a venue where previously I have seen plays and musicals. Pearly Victorious, Art, Suffs, twice. Tonight another play, Giant. But where is Ben? Again, I will say, queues everywhere. All over this street right now. Could it be, 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 could it possibly be Benjamin? Yes, yes, yes. We're here, we're in the theatre. I was briefly concerned because the cast board in the lobby listed at this performance for every single character in the play, and I thought we were getting a full... I don't even know if they have enough people to do a full cover run, but my playbill will provide that information, should I wish to find out. This is the company, many of whom I saw back in London when I saw this at the Royal Court, whereupon the set was smaller than it is here. It's definitely been enlarged for Broadway. One could almost call it giant. That is the set. Really not a lot else to tell you. They're going with pretty warm, sort of Mediterranean yellow, sort of a hue for the walls. There's much going on. There is an actor famous for having voiced an animated car in my peripheral vision. I'll let you Where's Waldo that one for yourselves. It is now the intermission, and I'm down here in my favourite lower lounge, where we have a merchandise stand with some apparel, long sleeve, short sleeved, giant apparel there. In fact, it's just ordinary sized apparel, but it says giant on the front. Same with the giant tote bag, the giant notebook, the giant window card, the giant mug, those bookmarks, I assume those are bookmarks, and some other little trinkets that I will show you momentarily. But we do have here some limited signed as well as some unsigned copies of the play script by debut playwright Mark Rosenblatt. Here are the other bits and pieces. We've got some pencils here, and we've got a magnet and an enamel pin, of course. There you go. Filming myself up against this mirror. Look, you can see my proof sweater, where the Suffs photo op used to be, so that you can see me and hear me. They have some themed cocktails over there at the bar in themed cups, and I saw one of these in the auditorium and I was like, how the hell do you create themed drinks to this play without it seeming in poor taste? If you know, then perhaps you know. They've gone the Dahl route of the giant peach, obviously, and the Friendly Giant, which are sort of asynchronous to the tone of the show itself, but I imagine nice beverages. And people, listen, you still need cocktails, even when the play is hard-hitting. I suggest that the liquors in them ought to be also. What we learn from a play like Giant is how damaging cultural stereotypes can be, and yet I heard these screams from the other side of a van and I just knew it was the outsider's stage door. Also, we were getting all excited about Lightning McQueen sitting on the same aisle as us at the music box, and apparently Michelle Obama was on the other aisle.
We just completely missed it.
Which is slightly embarrassing. Michelle Obama. Seeing how is Michelle Obama trying to go for a perfect season?
Maybe she's a Tony voter and we don't know.
Imagine. I feel like if she asked, they'd have to be like,
oh yeah, they'd be like, of course.
You know the post.
Yeah. In any case, Michelle Obama was also a Giant, and we were too busy being like, but did you see Owen Wilson?
Did you see Owen Wilson?
I think he enjoyed it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he stayed for the whole thing. That's all
do you think he left saying wow?
He said wow.
Wow. But it's like Giant, so it's like a dark and like a
It was a
wow.
sad wow. Yeah.
Wow. I would love if he actually started a TikTok where he reviews all Broadway shows by saying wow, but you have
wow,
to assess
and
by the tone.
Changes.
Exactly.
It's a great idea. You should pitch it to him.
Wow.
Island,
I'm sure he does that. Yeah. Ben's heading home because he has one of those things, job, that he has to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day I have nothing planned in the daytime that I can recall. I'm gonna be reminded of something. I haven't scheduled an interview or anything. I don't think anything's happening. I'm seeing what I think is an 8 o'clock curtain tomorrow, no matinee. I have so much time, finally, to film a review. I can finally begin sitting down. I haven't filmed reviews of anything yet, but I want to share so many thoughts about so many shows, including the one I just saw. My God, Giant. My God, the rewatch. I don't know if the rewatch is more painful or if like kind of forgetting it and like cleaning it up a little bit in my mind made it more painful, or if just seeing it here with a more responsive audience and in many ways a more pertinent audience made it more painful. I don't know, but it was ouchy in a very good way. But I do need a drink. Should have got myself a Roald Dahl themed cocktail. Anyway, I am meeting, haven't heard from, I assume Aeron and Kate weren't at a 3-hour performance, but haven't heard from them yet. But Ashley is heading down from Dog Day afternoon, and we're going to meet at, guess where? Holdfast. I'm the forward party. I should go get a table. We have ended up at Holdfast, where I'm drinking some fries with the white sauce.
You're drinking the fries?
No, I'm eating the fries. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Drink
Stop
that
it.
Fries.
I'm eating the fries with the white sauce. Don't be coming up in the comments and being like, you mean mayonnaise, you mean aioli. That's not what it is.
It's not.
I would say mayonnaise or aioli. I'm not that dumb, just because I think fries are a thing you drink. And I couldn't decide upon arrival if I wanted a Shirley Temple or an Arnold Palmer, and I was like, I'm a 30-year-old man, I'm going to get both. And I did. And I don't regret that. Good morning from a new running route. Is this what the West Side Highway is? I'm not sure, but I'm running down the west side of Manhattan. How far? I do not know. I have just done 1 kilometer, and I'm feeling sleepy, because I did not sleep great. But we persevere. We are listening to Mika. Everybody's gotta love today, gotta love today, gotta love today. Positive vibes. I'm running in Manhattan. Yay. Okay, 4 kilometers in. The view running up the west side of Manhattan. Is that the George Washington Bridge? I guess it must be. That is amazing. That is the view that you run for. That's so cool. I don't know what these multicolored heads are about, but they're all so cool. Funnily enough, a little later in the day, I'm in more or less the same spot with Aeron James. We're exploring the area down here, and you've just missed it, but there is some skywriting going on. Well, not skywriting. They're trailing an advertisement for, I assume, an Asian restaurant? Unclear. I came down here because I thought it would be a cute backdrop for my beaches review. The wind is something.
The wind is really beneath your wings.
It is beneath my wings. And there's multiple places. I mean, we can sit here. I just think the audio is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
The wind is going to be a problem, so we are searching for other options. There's some benches underneath the highway, but if I learned anything from Beaches the Musical, it's that it's cold if you are in the shadows. So, did you not get that the first time?
I think I needed you to say it like in the beat.
Okay.
It was captured, and I was like, oh, there it is.
Then you have know that you're my hero. You are the wind beneath my fringe. Okay, we did it, Joe, we did it. Not the most professional setup I've ever used in my life, but we have camera here on a tripod on this little picnic bench. We had a microphone, we had the playbill, we had water in the background, which you won't be able to see in the review, but we have water, we have New Jersey. We did not have beaches, but we had benches. I'm going to go find Aeron and start editing this so that this was all worth something.
Hi.
That is hi.
Yeah. Hello. We are currently in Central Park, heading through Central Park to Midtown Manhattan to go and have dinner.
Woo woo, I love dinner.
Yeah, ahead of a show.
Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
Yeah.
At the Barrymore Theatre, which
Yeah.
we have visited
twice, but never for a dramatic play.
And it's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a very long time since I've been at the Barrymore, I believe.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see Othello.
No, Peter Pan Goes Wrong was the last time we've been there.
We didn't see Our Town.
No. We're going to the Urban Hawker for dinner, which we've been to once before with Kate, and hopefully having dinner again with Kate today.
It's like a collection of like different Asian like street food.
Yeah.
Like restaurant fronts, and you can order from different places and sit and sit
Yeah.
together. It's very much like the layout is like the new one in Leicester Square.
Yeah. It's like a nice like street food market.
Yeah.
Which is very fun. It takes up basically the whole block.
How popular the park is. This
Yeah.
is so cool.
Such nice weather still.
Wow.
We're about to pass Tavern on the Green,
Yes.
which is somewhere I would like to go.
Also, headline news, I got a review almost uploaded, but I got it filmed and edited and it's about to go live, and I actually did one.
Yay! So yes, as I was just stating, we're about to pass Tavern on the Green, famous for like Mr. Popper's penguins, and it's mentioned often in the musical
Elf?
Yes, and film.
Also in Ghostbusters?
It's in so many. It's such an iconic location.
Yeah.
It's basically a restaurant and bar that are in the corner at Times Square, are in the corner of Central Park.
Southwest.
Yeah, and it looks gorgeous. Like every time I walk past, I'm like, no, I get why people dream of going to Tavern on the Green.
We can book a table. Like it's not impossible to get a booking. I've looked before. It's
I
just
looked
hard to know
today.
which evenings in advance we're going to be where.
Yeah, I looked today at Etsy and I was like, oh, there is stuff. I'm actually a really extensive gluten-free menu.
Oh,
So
we can also always go in and just like sit at the bar.
Well, there's also the Tavern to Go where I've had coffees from before. So you can go to the Tavern to Go. They do food actually from there as well. And then they have these outdoor seats. But it's not in the pretty section, no. So that's kind of a dream destination that we've not done yet, is Tavern on the Green. So even when you've been to New York tons of times, there's still so many places that you... it takes so many trips to tick off so many things.
Someone told me once you could eat at a different restaurant every night of your life in New York and you still wouldn't be able to eat them all. And I don't think that's necessarily true, but the sentiment is there.
Yeah, the sentiment is definitely there. Well, also because the restaurants change all the time.
Exactly.
Like, some of our favourites have already changed and new things will be going there. That was a sneeze.
I took a hay fever tablet just before we left, so we're fine.
And it didn't work.
It's taken a moment. Look at and listen to the hubbub of activity that we have. Cheering and sports on one side, and just blaring horns on the other side. But it is, yeah. So many people out and about. Apparently the Broadway Softball League started performances yesterday. Oh dear. It has occurred to me, with about 90 minutes before tonight's show, I have another side project that I had been forgetting about, which is I have been planning to get a pair of tickets for tomorrow's matinee of The Balusters at the Freedman. It's a Manhattan Theatre Club show. They do $35 tickets for under 35s, which Aeron James and I still are. Thank you so much, how rude. But you can save on $18 of online fees, which is not the most, but relative to, the tickets are $35, $9 fee each on top of them, by going to the box office. And I'm going to do that now. There's a certain point, I think, at which box offices stop selling tickets for future performances and they just focus on that night for collection for last minute sales. I think it's an hour before curtain. Could be 90 minutes. If it's 90 minutes, then I'm already a little bit screwed. But if it's an hour, I just about have time. And then I'll come down, and then I will come back.
And you're a doughy-eyed, slightly British boy.
Please, sir, may I have some tickets? Annoyingly, it's right next to the Barrymore where we're going, but I can't. That's why I can't combine those things and just get them before we go into the theatre, because I'm pretty sure they will have stopped selling for tomorrow. Why has the good Lord brought me to Times Square on a Friday at 5, nay, at 6? I'm going to the Freedman. The Freedman is on the same street as the Main Horn and the Barrymore, and it's one up from 145, which is on 46th, which means I'm going to 47th. Broadway math. This is 49th, so we have to go down 2 more. Regular math. I just walked past John M. Chu, probably still behind me on that corner. Wild. Okay, I'm rounding the corner. Moment of truth. Does Manhattan Theatre Club want to take $70 of my money at this time? We're about to find out. Success! They did want my money. They were thrilled, in fact, and I was thrilled. We were all thrilled about the transaction. I love box office people on Broadway. They're so nice and helpful. And I met a producer who was also buying a ticket to see the Balusters. So, productive all around. That's something to look forward to tomorrow afternoon. The only other thing, I've got our last night here is not yet spoken for, but the only other slot that is as of yet unconfirmed is the possibility of seeing Every Brilliant Thing tomorrow at 5 p.m. And my plan was to rush it, either digitally or in person. However, the internet tells me that the people have been turning up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not about to do that. I think 5 is my limit, but it's also going to rain, which helps me and hurts me at the same time. It helps me because fewer people will sit out in the rain. It hurts me because I don't think I want to either. But we will see. We will see what happens there. Okay, today is crazy. As I was walking back over, Aeron showed me some Today Tix drops, which is resale tickets through Today Tix. I think it's only available if you get to the upper Today Tix memberships by booking a lot of tickets every year, which I do. Some $180 each tickets for Every Brilliant Thing tomorrow, which sounds like a lot, but I think Rush is less, worse seats, maybe I don't even get them, maybe they're not together, having to queue up in the rain, so I bought them. So we've got tickets for the matinee tomorrow, we have tickets for the 5 p.m. tomorrow, then we're seeing Lost Boys. It's a back-to-back crazy day, but it's a good day. That's an exciting day. Aeron got us food from Mr. Fried Rice. Mr. Fried Rice is my father. He's got coffee pork, which is one thing I don't eat and another thing that I hate. So that's for him. I have prawn paste chicken fried rice, which sounds amazing, and he's getting us Singapore slings. And Kate is here, repping Hot Mess. Whoop whoop! And Ashley is also here, but has gone to go get food. On our friend Trevor's recommendation, we got Singapore slings. Woo! I'm excited to try it. Let's document this process. I don't know if I've ever had a sling before, but they sing about them in company. So those are Sazerac slings, which I think is still a drink and not a sex thing.
Yeah.
Do you know I don't know?
Oh, I thought it was the...
But I thank them for Sazerac slings. You give her even the fruit and she swings. They wrote it up, 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 up. On which note?
A Sazerac is a drink, so I would assume it's... I don't know.
What is it? What is it?
It's a New Orleans drink.
The life you've lived that I have this cultured right here.
I don't know if it's called a Sazerac still a thing.
This is nice.
Oh, it is.
We're all still learning from Stephen Sondheim every day.
Yeah. I was right, look at me!
I appear to be doing it again. I appear to once again, against my better judgment, be crossing Times Square at one of its busiest hours. How have I done this twice today? How have I made this mistake repeatedly? It's 20 to 7, and we're heading towards Joe Turner's Come and Gone at the Barrymore Theatre. Every time, I will say, Urban Hawker, that dinner was like $15. I struggle to finish it every time. It's so much food, and it's hearty, and the pictures, because they have pictures of all the dishes, they make it look so small, but it's huge. That's happened twice now. And the Singapore slings were delicious. I would have another. We are approaching Joe Turner's Come and Gone. Haters will say I started filming too soon and that the marquee is still quite far away and that I have to pad for time until we get there. But I would say to those haters that that is categorically, plainly, indisputably, evidently, and invariably incorrect. There it is, Barrymore Theatre, Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I have to pick up tickets. We're inside the theatre and we've got a merch booth down here on the lower level with lots of merchandise, some of it with quotes from August Wilson. There we go, we've got a lovely, very striking yellow hoodie there that says "You shining like new money" on the back, and August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone on the front. We also have the window card there, very striking. I love the artwork for this production. We have the same thing on a white tee. We have a scarf there with music notes. We have a little mug that says Seth Holly's Boarding House and the name of the play on the back. You can see the pin set on display there. You can also see those same pins on this tote bag down here. That's a better look at the front there. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you're welcome to pause and read it for yourselves. You can also see the show artwork on a magnet down there as well. And if you're curious, those are the prices for all of the merch I've just showed you. And we are in our seats, pretty central here at the Barrymore Theatre. This is our view of the stage. I see a house, I see windows, I see shutters, I see doors, I see curtains, and I see many of those things inside the Barrymore Theatre as well. I forgot that this was the aesthetic. As I said before, we've only been here once previously, and I feel like the auditorium was very dimly lit for Harmony, from what I remember. But I do recall this from Peter Pan Goes Wrong, our very first visit to this theatre. We have our playbills here. Remember to see your ushers. Even if you know where your seats are, your ushers will help you find them and they will give you your complimentary playbills. Very important you pick these up. And you know what? Don't leave them behind either. If you don't want your playbills, go to the Broadway Up Close booth in Times Square and you can recycle them there. Anyhow, we are strapping in for 2 acts of August Wilson right now with Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I forgot to tell you, but the view from those seats was from H, 110 and 111. Now we headed downstairs to tell you more about the drinks, and they had cocktails, but like a couple of the Broadway houses, they advertised the prices for standard and premium cocktails, but nowhere did I see what they were. So I dare say there might be themed cocktails, but I could not find them. However, I did get a double pour of wine. Sweet Red Blend is the name of the wine, and it's from Taraji P. Henson's Wine Company. 7 Daughters, I think, is the name of the brand. It's called a Sweet Red Blend, and it is a very sweet red, but it's also a little spicy as well. Very interesting. And look at the cup. There we go. We've got Telecharge on that side, the Shuba organisation, and it's very striking. It's gorgeous here, but interestingly, it's not the show artwork. It's another stunning visual. Post-show, we find ourselves in Schubert Alley. Aeron, you're looking at the time. Are we too early or too late for the walk?
It's 9:51.
What does that mean?
I don't know, because what time would this be if it was a 7 versus an 8?
I mean, great question. Great question. Are you saying Tom Francis is not about to walk around the corner singing Sunset Boulevard?
Sadly, he's in the UK.
I don't.
Actually, he was just in New York.
He was just in New York. Also, Ben is over there. Ben saw Proof tonight and is in the stage door queue to meet the stars of Proof. Can I say, on thematic connectivity, a Mexodus, Joe Turner's Come and Gone 2-show day.
Oh yeah, that would go well.
About like abolitionist era, post-slavery migration and slavery escape. Great day. I would do a Joe Turner matinee and then a Mexodus evening, I think. Although chronologically, I think Mexodus probably comes first. It almost definitely comes first. And also, you remember when I said Doubt was an Act 2 play and I meant Proof? Do you know what else is an Act 2 play? Joe Turner's Come and Gone. Joe Turner's Come and Gone is an Act 2 play. Because Joe Turner comes, fine, but it's not until Joe Turner is gone that you really get into it. That is not actually the structure of the show. Anyway, we're waiting for our friends and vibing here in Schubert Alley, where no British men are singing to us while being followed by camera crews, but that's okay. That's fine. Look at all of the understudy slips that apparently still exist. But also, why are they on the floor? We just celebrated Earth Day, everybody. There is a concert in Times Square tomorrow, all about Broadway and Earth Day, and there are outsiders understudy slips all over the floor. What's going on? That's a Heather slip. We're at the Golden. How did that get here? You, me, we're face to face, but we don't see eye to eye. I hope everyone appreciated that. Kate didn't laugh, so that's a betrayal. I'm sat with so many TikTokers right now who didn't laugh at my meme.
I laughed, just not out loud.
That's good. Well, that's the best kind. I got a Socially Acceptable and an Arnold Palmer, and we're just realizing how similar these drinks are. This is called I Want This, but I'm real thirsty. So that's what's happening right now. Also, we're at Holdfast, and I fear I told too many of you about it because it's real busy. And we feel kind of bad because the cast of Hadestown is still waiting for a table.
Don't come here. It's a horrible place.
Yeah. You won't be able to hang out with Broadway stars at all because they're outside waiting for a table. But then
awful influence.
It's Hadestown. They're great at waiting. It's fine. In a New York minute, woo, everything could change. My voice did not do the notes I wanted it to do. Woo, woo. No, it's not a good day. It's not a good day. Thank you, everybody.
But we have to be careful that we don't start singing DuckTales, because it's like very similar.
DuckTales. Woo! It is raining. We knew it would be raining. This was part of what motivated me to get those Every Brilliant Thing tickets yesterday. But it's not so bad currently.
It's not horrible rain, it's just like it's raining.
Yeah, by virtue of the fact Aeron and I are seeing 3 Broadway shows today at 2 p.m, 5 p.m, and 8 p.m, we're barely going to be outside. So from then onwards, it's going to be fine. We have put all of our luggage in Kate's car to drive it over to Brooklyn because this evening we move to a new destination, which you will not join us at until part 3 of this vlog because we are coming to the end of part 2, but we're going down with a bang with 3 Broadway shows, a 3-show Saturday. I don't know if we're going to see any of the Earth Day concert happening in Times Square.
I don't know, Kate will be there.
If indeed it is still happening in the rain. I assume it's still happening in the rain. It's about the world and the environment. They understand the reality of falling water.
And umbrellas are reusable.
Umbrellas are reusable, as is this stylish Barber poncho. Thank you, Aeron's mum. But before we see 3 shows today on Broadway, we are meeting a friend for brunch, which has brought us for the very first time to Alphabet City. We're currently strolling down Avenue A. Alphabet City, which...
the East Village.
Yes. Known for its history of different immigrant communities and bohemian culture, which we love, hence now brunch. And as referenced in 2 different musicals, which are Aeron James.
In Rent.
Yes.
And in Avenue Q.
Yes, although Avenue Q is fictional. because it doesn't go that far.
No.
But that's the joke. That's the joke. All dogs love Aeron. It's a thing. This is a staff member at the establishment here. How was the dog brunch, Aeron James?
So cute.
I got it wrong. I thought it was like the cat cafes and they were staff
people
members.
bring their dogs and they
It's
can
just
chill.
people bring their dogs.
It's a good way of like being able to go somewhere with your dog and like letting your dog just have free reign so you can focus on something else for once.
Yeah, because people will be obsessed with your dogs.
Yeah.
What was the headline news?
Oh, there was a dog birthday, a Dachshund birthday.
There was an amazing birthday party
They
of
wore
all
little
of these
hats.
Dachshunds. Yeah, they had little hats.
They're all dressed up.
They had party bags.
It was so cute.
Pop cups galore. It was
Photo
maybe the best day of my life.
everything.
Yeah.
Like 20 of them.
We'll
So
insert the dog pictures that we got over this, but amazing scenes.
Recommend.
At
And
Morris
the
and Horton,
Yeah.
Avenue A.
And the merch was cute.
Yeah, they had little merch as well.
Yeah.
We just came up out of the 47th Street subway station, and I turned and I saw the Lost Boys, and I was like, nope, that is not correct. But it will be later. We finally see the Lost Boys today. Whoop whoop.
Oh, it's quite fun actually. We're on this side, then we cross, and then we stay on that side the next two shows.
Very true. Very true. We're on our way to the Friedman Theatre to go see David Lindsay-Abair's new play, The Balusters. Meanwhile, if this view is familiar, it's because we're approaching the Barrymore first, where we saw Joe Turner's Come and Gone last night. They are opening tonight, and I assume that's what this little gazebo setup is. That is a wet weather opening night press line. And best wishes to all participating in that this afternoon and this evening. Here it is, the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre and the Balusters on this Saturday afternoon. Aeron James, what else have we seen here at the Friedman?
Loads of stuff, sometimes old friends.
Mostly plays.
Yeah.
Bug.
Prayer for the French Republic.
Yes,
And that's it.
that is it.
Oh no, and Eureka Day.
Also Eureka Day, yes. Oh yeah, true. Hanging out here in the VIP Patrons Lounge. I was seeing if you could see well, I mean, all we'd see is tent anyway, but we can't actually see far enough down to see the opening of Joe Turner's, but we can see the giant ad for Magic Mike, soon to arrive in Hell's Kitchen. We got ourselves some Sauvignon Blanc. There's dedicated bathrooms up here, as well as a bar, and a history of the Tony Awards and Pulitzer Prizes won by Manhattan Theatre Club, including for playwright David Lindsay-Abair back in 2007. We're up on the mezzanine level where we will be sitting today, per the tickets I picked up yesterday at the box office, and checking out some of the history of Manhattan Theatre Club and the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre.
You got proof and then doubt.
Proof and doubt. There we go. It's not just me holding them together in my mind. Samuel J. Friedman Theatre, I should point out, named for a prolific Broadway publicist whose work brought the excitement of theatre to the public and helped communicate the importance of Broadway as a valued American institution.
Yay, PR.
Aeron is thrilled. This is a nice thing about Broadway, is you have theatres named for actors and writers, but also at least one for a publicist, one for, or a few for producers, and one for a critic. Yeah, the Walter Kerr. And here we are, up in the mezzanine. We have our playbills. We have a great view of the stage here, which is this gorgeous room. You can see other rooms from beyond it. Broadway set designers do great work on like the details that linger beyond. Like, yeah. I'll always remember when we saw Eureka Day here and you could see so many details of the outside. But yes, I can't imagine what rent would be in a room that looks like this. But it looks absolutely gorgeous. Meanwhile, this is what the mezzanine looks like. And the higher you are, as they say, the closer you are to the roof. That is the ceiling here in the beautiful Friedman Theatre, which I was just learning was restored about 27 years ago. Okie dokie. Before we head out into the rain, as evidenced here via puddle, how much did we love the Balusters?
That was so good. If it was best play, it's deserved.
So good. It's definitely in the conversation of best play, but also set, and also lighting, and also performances. Yeah. I love it. I love a David Lindsay Bear play. And I was saying, I love a new American play that reckons with community and controversy, and it feels charged, but in a way that is playful, and it really investigates. It's so familiar of Eureka Day.
Yeah,
which
that is the closest place to stateside.
Yeah, but also there was like a 1776 moment as well. So much voting and abstention this week. Anyway, we're now going to head over to an entirely different kind of a play over at the Hudson, hoping they let us in soonish because rain.
Like here,
They've got something of a lobby area
foyer,
to let people into. So we're going to head over to the Hudson for our 5 p.m. show in about an hour's time, which is Every Brilliant Thing. I'm going to put you away for the journey, otherwise you will get wet.
Yeah.
Some briefly soggy vlogging to show you we are arriving to the Hudson Theatre, where well ahead of half hour they're already letting people inside the building, as we suspected, which is good. Here to see Every Brilliant Thing, a play we already love. In from the rain, we have made it. Ah, that's fine. I thought it might be the case. They are sold out of the socks, which, if you know the play, are an incredibly clever piece of merchandise from the always clever Creative Goods. But we do still have, presumably, a tote, various apparel items. We've got a sweater there. We've got a hooded sweatshirt, which has all sorts of brilliant things written all over it. We have a poster window card. We have a T-shirt with the name of the play and a picture of Daniel Radcliffe per the artwork. And I've got a pin set.
I'd already bought the individual pin, but these are so cute.
People falling over.
I had to get it for that reason.
People falling over.
Because Ben had that line when we were at
First time we saw it in a little tent, also raining, I think, at Roundabout, a couple of years ago at Fringe. Ben Lebowski had that line. What else was there? I didn't see the rest.
Bed and falling in love.
Aww.
With people falling over being the one on there.
Bed being the thing we prioritised this morning by buying tickets yesterday. It's all meant to be. We are slowly making our way through the ticket line into look what lies beyond. It's the foyer. There are 3 Every Brilliant cocktails. You can just about make it. Oh no, they're already gone. We're already on to snacks. But look at how they've decorated the entrance here, the gorgeous entrance to the Hudson Theatre. This is amazing. We got more Every Brilliant drink. Now, every time I film this screen, every time I film it, it's gone. But I will tell you, I've also spotted, we can read some of these as we wait here, being cooked for. We've got over here, people falling over. Oh yes, I see it up there. So that's a really good oranges. What else have we got? Skinny dipping. I saw bed over here. I've seen some other adult concepts, shall we say, and some more childish concepts, which is a big point I make throughout this show. The way in which the brilliant things evolve and subtly shift, or sometimes more obviously shift, is really indicative of how we change over an entire lifetime. What changes and also what stays the same. Oh, I love this play and I'm so excited to be here. What's happening, by the way, is they've let a certain number of people into the building to get them out of the rain, but the house isn't open yet. This is what West End theatres can do. They open the building, but they don't open the auditorium.
But here, in the West End, they have multiple floors. But to be honest, they can get this busy in the West End theatres. Yeah. Heads up.
Yeah.
If you come too early, you will be in a small space.
But there's going to be a window of people now who are still being held because we can't let any more people inside safely, but soon they will be. I dare say a component of this, A, it's raining, B, it's an unusual time.
And also, see, like, it's an interesting one with this show because they give people roles.
People know that they're scouting, and so I think a lot of people are trying to be here and be eager.
They want a paper.
Daniel.
They want to see him when he's going around giving people
It's the pre-show experience. We are in the auditorium. I'm standing in the spot where my seat is, and I spy Daniel Radcliffe on stage, soliciting support for the upcoming participatory performance of Every Brilliant Thing. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then audience members are politely enlisted at the beginning to do anything from saying a small sentence on a piece of paper to being slightly more ongoingly involved in the play. It being a one-person performance, it is more of an act of theatrical community and communion between us all, which I'm very much looking forward to. I've seen it multiple times without ever getting involved, and truthfully that's how I prefer my theatre. I'm not I'm not necessarily a great participator, but I'm at least going to leave myself open to the possibility by standing here and looking available and helpful. Radcliffe has made it to the orchestra. Update on participation. Everyone has, if you show us the back, there's a slip, I believe, in all of the playbills. So this is something we will all say. I'm not going to show you what it is, because that's a spoiler. I'm enjoying this jazz. Pre-show jazz. The associate director, I think, who is also an actor, who you will recognise from his work on screen, has just been around gauging interest. I said we've seen the play in London before, and he said that means that we are out, which is honestly maybe for the best. Because if I have a piece of paper, I'm going to be waiting for it the entire time nervously. That's kind of how I feel about these things. So it'll be easier to enjoy.
It's interesting though that you can see a show it before but never have been part of it.
Well, he didn't ask that. I just said that we knew it twice. Anyway, meanwhile, let's chat about the on-stage seating they've implemented for this production here. Now, when it was recently staged at Soho Place, it was in the round per that theatre's adaptable configuration, and this is mostly still traditional, but with a little bit of on-stage seating in order to just kind of envelop the play in the audience a little bit more, I gather, and that's going to be a pretty special experience to be not only that close, but also on a Broadway stage. Update, Mr. Radcliffe just came around, shook our hands and asked how we felt about participation, and I said sure. So back in the game. I do feel a little bit like I'm waiting to see if I get drafted into the military right now.
I will not take up much more of your time. Thank you. No, thank you! Now, I'm hoping you'll give us a bit more of your time and incredible energy on the way out in support of 51,992
Broadway Cares Equity Fund.
Twice a year, the Broadway community comes together to raise money for the organisation Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. It's when you as audience members see those iconic red buckets. Tonight you can help us ensure that Broadway Cares sustains their vital efforts for those in the theatre community, on stage, backstage and behind the scenes. Your donations will support them and the work of hundreds of other social service agencies in all 50 states, Puerto Rico and Washington DC. On your way out, you will see volunteers holding those infamous red buckets. I will dispute the word infamous. Jack the Ripper was infamous. These are famous. Donations to Broadway Cares. They accept cash, credit cards, or you can tap to pay. No donation is too small. Certainly, no donation is too large. We are also selling signed posters that look like this for $250 and signed playbills that look like this for $150. And we also have signed list entries. So if there was a list entry that spoke to you particularly today, perhaps peeing in the sea and nobody knows, then you'll get a signed copy of one of them for a mere $100 for charity. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much for...
We made it to the melt shop again because we needed something quick and easy but filling to grab before the final hurdle of this 3-show day. I've got the mac and cheese this time. Buffalo, if you could not tell. And I am looking forward to it. And also I'm trying one of these for myself. I have been influenced. Well folks, the time has finally come. We are heading in to see the final press preview of The Lost Boys. Haven't really shown you the front of house artwork yet. There's a giant screen up above this, but we are somewhat sheltering from the rain moments before we head in to go and see one of this season's most anticipated new musicals, one of Broadway's biggest shows in years. It is finally time for The Lost Boys. Security completed, tickets scanned, and we are heading up the escalators to reach the recently renovated and elevated Palace Theatre. And in this gorgeous lobby area here, we have scanned the QR code for drinks. You can mobile order beverages and refreshments. And we are queuing just around the corner to the merchandise booth, where we know there is plenty of merch that we already have our eyes on. This is a big moment. This is a big moment, everybody. This is a big show. This is probably the most anticipated of the trip.
Yeah, I think so.
We got some specialty cocktails here. We got the Thou Shalt Not Sleep today only. Discounted double drink for today. Oh, but it's got coffee in it.
Yeah.
What a choice. Death by Stereo. That looks nice. Oh, that one I think. Death by Stereo. Santa Carla Sunrise Frog Juice. That actually also sounds fun.
Yeah.
Or the Have to Have You. I know that song already. The Type O Negative, the Forever Young. Wow, they got options. Sleep all day, party all night. My goodness. Choices here at the Lost Boys. Aeron is being smart and mobile ordering our drinks. You can also order merchandise from your seat on your visit. Not much use to you scanning that QR code now if you are not in the Palace Theatre watching this. We got some merchandise coming into view here. We've got some fun little holographic things. We've got shot glasses, we've got drinking receptacles, a pin set, we've got a mug, we've got a magnet, we've got an individual pin if you would prefer Aeron. We have a tote bag here. We have a hooded sweatshirt. We have lots of apparel. We have t-shirts, we have socks, we have beanies, we have posters, we have a Santa Carla tee. We have all sorts here at the Lost Boys. Unless you are my accountant or my mother, in fact not even my mother, you have no business knowing how much we just spent at the merch booth. But we're two people, we're two adults with two beverages. We got the Frog Bros drink and the something else, the one that I liked the sound of with the cherry slush. They both sounded exciting. We don't know which is which, and we're going to share them, so we will figure it out. But this is the view from our seats. We are row D in the orchestra, 109, 111. The orchestra goes quite wide. There is a restricted seating area over there where Kate Reinking is sitting for the 9th visit to the show. Something happened. There is steam. It's very dark and atmospheric and grungy in here. Not dissimilar from when we were here to see Beetlejuice, but very different to our first visit here to see Tammy Faye. This is a big production. We are very close to it. I can only imagine this might be similar to being front stalls for Defying Gravity. That's what my expectation is right now. We have our playbills down here, and we have managed to avoid, thus far, almost all of the spoilers for the show. We've heard very little music. I am wildly intrigued and quite excited to see the Lost Boys. Finally! One of these is cherry slush, the other one is not cherry slush. This is the cherry slush. What have you? You've got the Frog Bros. That's white rum. This should be gin. Ooh, quite similar. Do you have a preference?
Not really.
I think I like this better.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. This is what the intermission looks like here at the Lost Boys, and currently I have no words. I have no words whatsoever, but I figured I should show you the vast and gorgeous 3-tier Palace Theatre here. There you go, there you go. Panning back to the stage as we anticipate Act 2. We'll see you for the curtain call. Can confirm it is still raining over Times Square, but this is the full marquee experience we couldn't give you earlier. And just know, if you're looking to get a photo, I've had a full photo shoot this evening. Aeron has been very patient in taking photos of me at various locations. You can go closer up to the walls of the box office over there. You can get one like with this from across the street, at the end of the show in the auditorium. Lots of options for you, but this is the giant Palace Theatre marquee and the very eye-catching digital artwork for The Lost Boys, amidst the calm sounds of contented, very relaxed traffic. That was epic. So much to say, so many thoughts.
Very much a mega musical.
Very mega. And one of the biggest shows I have seen, one of the biggest musicals I've seen in a really long time.
When I saw Basher of Hell for the first time with a full set.
Maybe the biggest show I've ever seen in like previews, like on that kind of a scale. It's just those bits when they're up on the. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. But
I mean, it's not in previews.
This is the final preview.
No. If you invite press and this is your
That's
preview,
a press preview. Sorry,
no,
that's a press
call it
preview.
a preview.
It's not open. It's not open. It's not open. Yeah, they freeze during previews. It's not open. Okay, is this show in previews?
Technically, yeah, this was the last preview.
Yeah. This is the final preview. That's how America works. You know this.
I know, but I feel like being like to say, oh, when seeing it in previews.
This is not the debate I thought we were going to be having post Lost Boys. There is so much we need to go and talk about, and we shall. But where we're going, you cannot join, because this is the end of part 2 of the vlog. Oh my god! This is the end of part 2. There is a final installment. Don't worry, we are here in New York for the best part of another week. So do not despair, but do in fact subscribe to make sure you don't miss the third and final part of our New York Spring 2026 vlog next weekend. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. We will see you then. In the meantime, thank you for joining us at the theatre as always, and we hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Oh, everyone knows it. Isn't that cute? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey.
Very brief epivlog to tell you that we have made it to the Longacre Tavern nearby to the Palace Theatre, where if you show your ticket to a show at the Palace Theatre, aka The Lost Boys, you get a percentage off your bill. And also, they may not have specific themed cocktails for that show, but they do have musical theatre inspired by Death Becomes Her, Hairspray, Music Man, Boop, Gypsy, Just in Time, Sweeney, Merrily, and Kiss Me Kate. I mean, it's a slightly eclectic mix, but we'll take it. Anyway, now it's the end. Thank you so much. That was a post-credit scene. Haha.
Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!